MultiversX and the EGLD token are primed for a massive bull run coming up, and I'm going to give you 3 reasons as to why. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Reason number 1 is security. And this is going to play a huge role in the upcoming bull run. The reason why is because we're not truly going to see big money come into the space until there is a lot of security. And these big players know that their funds are safe. And currently right now, there are a lot of things lacking in the space when it comes to security. MultiversX takes a very security first approach with everything. In fact, they're probably the most secure blockchain there is, and they have xPortal app, which is without question the most secure wallet in the entire space. Why? Because with xPortal, they have what's called Guardians, which is the first and only on-chain 2-factor authentication for any wallet in the crypto space. And it is huge because it makes the wallet pretty much unhackable. In fact, they even put on an event called the Great Heist. What they did is they loaded a wallet with a lot of funds, gave the seed phrase out to the community and said, if you can hack this, then you can keep what's in it, and no one was able to. And this is because of the way Guardians are set up to provide a second private key, which makes the wallet and the network super secure. On top of that, the network uses what's called network sharding. And I'm not gonna get into the technical details of it, just know that the network is provably secure with the second highest node count in the entire crypto space, right behind Ethereum. So what they're building is very, very secure, and no other blockchain can really touch it at this point. And that's why security is going to play a huge role in the coming bull market, and why MultiversX and EGLD are primed to take advantage of that. The second reason is because of UI and UX. Now, if you've ever used any MultiversX product, you know that some of their products are the best out there. Let's take xPortal again, for example. I actually did an entire video on it, so if you want to check it out, you can check it out right here. And this goes over why xPortal is the best wallet in the space, and I really haven't found anything that's comparable. So they really have a user interface and user experience mind when it comes to building all their applications. On top of that, they have something that's called hero tags. What a hero tag is it replaces the long string of numbers that is your public key, how you transfer and send and receive crypto. And it's basically just a nickname. This is what's going to help with true adoption in the crypto space, because right now everything is a mess that I'm sure you've seen. If you have to request money, you have to send someone this long public key, which is just not ideal. Instead, they have hero tags, so you just send them a simple nickname, and then they could send you anything you request just by using your nickname, and they make it so simple. So it kind of merges a lot of the benefits of Web 2 with Web 3, because it's no different than your instant messenger name or your email or short nickname that you used when communicating with friends in a lot of the Web 2 space. On top of that, they have what's called meta transactions. They've had this for many, many years. A meta transaction is a free transaction that the relayer or network takes care of in order to help onboard users. The reason why this is so important, and people kind of underplay it, is because think of your Web 2 experience. When you created your Twitter account, you didn't have to pay anything in order to create your handle, did you? Or say, for example, your email address. You didn't have to pay anything to create your @gmail.com email address. It was free. Well, then why is it that for a lot of the actions in crypto and Web 3, you have to pay for them, which is not user friendly? You have to have crypto and just tiny amounts sometimes in order to do a transaction or to do something on the blockchain. So they have what's called meta transaction. This allows you to do something for free, and you can create your hero tag for free. You can take certain actions for free, and it's paid by either the network or relayer or a third party. And this makes it really easy for adoption to come into the space, and you don't have to worry about, well, I have to go buy crypto and have it in my wallet before I can go do something, because that doesn't make sense, and that's really going to hinder adoption. So that's another reason why they have a very user interface and user experience approach in mind, and why they're going to really capitalize on what's coming up in the coming bull market, because what we have right now is kind of a mess. But MultiversX really, really improves on this and takes it to another level, and that's what the space needs. The third thing is the core architecture and foundation that the MultiversX team is building. And what I mean by this is they're building a huge and strong foundation that's going to allow the platform to grow for many, many years to come and keep up with adoption. See, now what happens is a lot of current blockchains or old blockchains, let's take ETH for example. They built the very first smart contract platform. It served its purpose for many, many years, but then they soon realized that it couldn't handle adoption and what was thrown at it. And they had to go ahead and completely redo it with ETH 2.0. And so far we're on year 4 or 5, I think, at this point, and there's still many more years to come before ETH 2.0 will be done. So they had to go back and completely rebuild the entire protocol pretty much from the ground up. And even then, Ethereum 2.0 is still not going to be able to handle the coming adoption. It has to rely on layer 2s and 3s and even 4s in the future in order to stay relevant. And that's the same thing with a lot of other networks as well. They built a really strong network right now that can handle what we have now, but it can't grow and expand into the future without massive upgrades or massive reworks, which are going to take many, many years. And the MultiversX team completely different approach to this. And what they did is they built a huge foundation that they are able to grow for many, many years to come. How did they do this? By building the first and only fully sharded network, which is able to scale with demand. I'll put some content down below in the description so you can read more on this, but what they're able to do is add shards with demand. So you're never going to see transactions that take forever to process or that cost $100 plus like we saw on Ethereum. Because if there's tons of people coming into the ecosystem, what they do is they just add another shard, and this allows them to handle more people, more transactions, more throughput, and they've really thought this through. And the network can scale up to 10,000 shards at this current time, and each shard is able to do 10,000 TPS, transactions per second. Do the math. That is 100 million TPS that the network can theoretically do, which is massive, and no other network in the entire space can even come close to touching that. And that's because of the foundation that the MultiversX team has built. What they are building is going to take them so far into the future, and it's going to be one of the best blockchains in existence, in my opinion. And like I said, these are the 3 reasons why MultiversX and the Egld token are primed for a massive bull run coming up. And I'm actually going to give you a 4th reason as well. And this is a little lesser known reason. That's the partnerships that MultiversX is forming. And I'm not talking about the standard partnerships you see all the time with Visa or Google or Tencent, whatnot. I'm talking about with governments and government officials. So they've got an X Day event, X Day 2023, coming up in actually about 6 weeks from now. And unlike a lot of other events where people invite devs or community people in to come speak, X Day has politicians. They've got leaders of the industry in France, Romania, and other countries that are coming to speak and present, because these are the people they're working with. They know in order to take their blockchain and what they're building to the next level, they need to work with officials to help create regulation and get their product out to the masses and really focus on who's going to make this happen. Who's going to be able to do that? The officials, government officials, the people that are leading the countries. Those are the relationships that they're building, and there's no team that's better at doing this than MultiversX. You'll see just by looking at the lineup for X Day 2023 coming up. It is mind-blowing who they have coming to talk, and I'm guessing they've got some pretty big announcements and partnerships coming from it. So what are you waiting for? Go download xPortal, try it out, see what I'm talking about. And also, if you enjoyed this content, please go ahead and subscribe and like this video so I can continue to do more of them. And check out some of these other videos on why MultiversX is such a hidden gem in the crypto space.